24/7. This is EWN.
Good evening, I'm Kimalapo. Non-profit organization Women for Change is confident key strides will be made to address gender-based violence and femicide following a closed meeting with government this afternoon. In the engagement, the organization says a commitment has been made by government to reclassify the scourge as a national crisis. Earlier today, during his closing remarks at the G20 Social Summit, President Cyril Ramaphosa reiterated the country's stance on GBVF, highlighting that it's been classified a national crisis. Women for Change, which spearheaded what is now known as the Purple Movement, has mobilized thousands of people to speak out against the abuse of women and children. The organization is set to hold a nationwide demonstration tomorrow, urging government to take the fight against GBVF seriously. Organizer Marlies Jogiat says a reclassification is a move in the right direction.
We just came out of a meeting with the ministers who have confirmed what the president said, and it's been very emotional. We're still crying because this is a long, hard fight, and for those of us who were victims, this validates our cries, and for the victims who still aren't able to talk, it validates their voices. The process is moving really quickly.
The Reserve Bank says a 50 basis point cut on the repo rate was not on the table when the Monetary Policy Committee met for the November meeting this week. The central bank announced its latest decision on policy rates today, where the 6-member MPC cut the benchmark policy rate down by 25 basis points. This means the repo rate now stands at 6.75%, while the prime lending rate stands at 10.25%. Reserve Bank Governor Lesetja Kganyago says the quarterly projection model continues to forecast gradual rate cuts as inflation subsides, but says caution is still needed. Today's cut brings the cumulative easing cycle in 2025 to 100 basis points. And the Transport Department is urging e-hailing drivers to convert their charter permits into operating licenses before the 180-day deadline expires. Drivers have until March next year to secure their e-hailing licenses through the National Transport Regulator. The move forms part of government efforts to regulate the e-hailing sector amid concerns that many drivers have not come forward to complete the permit to license conversion. Department spokesperson Colin Msibi warns that failing to obtain the required license could have serious consequences for drivers.
Without a registered app, no operator will be able to convert e-hailing operating license or apply for a new operating license. This means after 180 days, those who have not converted will automatically become illegal operators.
A look at your weather. A partly cloudy Friday in store for Gauteng with scattered afternoon showers and thunder showers expected tomorrow. Joburg will drop to overnight lows of 13 degrees and peak at highs of 26. Pretoria is at 15 and 27. And Vereniging's at 14, also reaching highs of 27 degrees. Maki Malapo, Eyewitness News.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
#MSW.
You may begin to feel anxious or excited.
Honest, deliberate, engaging, uncensored.
High dosage administration can cause adverse reactions.
And most importantly, independent in mind and execution.
This is a normal response. Are you ready?
Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Sure, Robbie.
World Cup, here we come.
Mustn't be MP.
I'm not a new. Why you say I'm new?
Ake ngubingelele emsakazi ngesiqinje sakudala. Ngithi nje kuwena, diye emsakazi, awusuka madoda, diye emsakazi.
SA Sports Minister Gator McKenzie has weighed in on the bizarre admin blunder that rocked Bafana Bafana's World Cup qualifying campaign, and speaking during a parliamentary portfolio committee, McKenzie addressed the now infamous moment when team manager Vincent Tseka reportedly left the stadium to go buy the famous ice.
Let me come straight to the point, the ice story. You will not fall for a joke like the minister. Now, you see, facts are very stubborn. I am the messenger. I read about the ice. Who am I to say the person didn't go buy ice? Understand the rules of FIFA. That I distance myself from this investigation into SAFA. Do not interfere in the matters of football in this manner.
Yeah, Gayton McKenzie. Very interesting stuff, though, compared to what he said before.
So our responsibility, Minister, is for the people of South Africa, and we will not shrink or move 1 minute away to ask difficult questions, because at the end of the day, accountability is not optional. It is the foundation of democracy.
Your job is oversight. Anybody in this committee that must show me what have I done wrong.
All right, here's the Carling Cup brand advocate and former Carling All-Star coach, Jose Rivero, former Orlando Pirates coach. Well, fetching ice seems to be a major thing, yeah. I mean, the Pirates do have a coach. You know, Bafana struggles to find ice on time. Would you be prepared to be that person if no job comes along for a while, you know, to go get the ice for the team?
Yeah, again, I'm a professional football coach. In the market right now, no, probably not.
Who am I to say the person didn't go buy ice?
Is there a deadline that you set on yourself to say, by this time I really need to be back coaching?
I don't have a deadline. I'm not in a hurry. I'm okay. There was a narrative as well about me missing my country and family and stuff like that, and that's not even close to be true.
Robert Marawa, live on 947. Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live. #MSW.
Well, in a second, I'm going to be chatting to somebody I haven't spoken to in a very, very long time. You know, somebody I regard as a hero, not only for myself, but the entire nation. Going to be chatting to Joel Stransky, find out what he is up to these days. So also be going worldwide across the border to Botswana and also chat to the national team coach over there. So plenty in the mix here tonight. It's a busy, busy show from beginning to end. Welcome to it. It is #MSW Marawa Sports Worldwide, proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
Let's go! The moments you remember. The games you can't forget. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets.
Also can't keep our eyes away from what's happening within Formula One, guys. Can we? Hey, Lando Norris is going to be tying David Coulthard's as the most tenured driver in McLaren history when the lights go out for the Las Vegas Grand Prix, where the current Formula One points leader will make his 150th career start. But it's taken the 26-year-old British driver 7 seasons to catch Coulthard, an accomplishment that is grateful to have reached, and he'll break the mark a week from Sunday when he starts the Qatar Grand Prix.
You don't often step back and go, oh, I'm in Formula One, I'm fighting for the championship, I'm traveling the world. Like you forget those things sometimes just because your mind is so buried in terms of what you're trying to achieve and trying to achieve it. So, but the moments, you know, when you get reminded of it or you do take a step back, it's pretty insane.
Also, McLaren's Oscar Piastri says that his approach to racing is all about consistency and adaptability. Speaking ahead of this weekend's Grand Prix, Piastri shared his mindset, saying that he's focused on getting the most out of himself and the car every single time.
From a mindset point of view, you know, just trying to get the most out of what I can do. Drive as well as I can, adapt as well as I can to whatever it needs, try and get the car in the right place, and do that as often as you can, basically. So from that side of things, that's what you aim to do every weekend, and this weekend's the same in that.
And finally, Lewis Hamilton says that his faith in Ferrari remains rock solid despite the challenges that the team is facing. Hamilton made it clear, though, that his drive and commitment haven't wavered. Now, he emphasized the importance of communication as well as his strong relationship with Ferrari chairman John Ackland.
Those things don't affect my belief in the team, doesn't affect my drive or my commitment to overcoming the challenges that we're being faced with. So I just keep on pushing forwards, continue to work on our communication together. So as I said, I speak to John very often and we have a great relationship.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Talking to South Africa, hey, Springbok Women's Sevens coach after a successful tournament that they had. But when did you realize, though, from a personal perspective, that this team had something truly special during the campaign?
I think even leading up to the campaign, I think there was a lot of calmness in camp because of obviously what we spoke about. But after that first game against Mauritius, that I could see how we control the game, how we control the intensity of the game, especially from the defensive side of things when there was a opportunity to quick tap, we quick tap. But if it wasn't on, then we'll calm down and say, listen, we're gonna take a scrum and let's play. So we were really clear in how we want to play. And
#MSW. #MSW.
Well, when you talk about South African sporting immortality, it's the gentleman I'm about to speak to. It's all about that. I mean, a Springbok icon, a national hero. He's now a warrior on a mission far beyond the try line. In fact, he is gearing up for one of the toughest endurance rides ever attempted. I mean, it's a relentless 2,500-kilometer, 14-day odyssey from Durban to Swartkoopmund. Now, this journey, which is the first of its kind, I looked at it, I was like, wow, it's pretty much uncharted. It's an organized route, pushes kind of the limits of human endurance. And alongside Ari Rautenbach, as well as the incredible Lumahawk team, Joel will conquer mountains, the heat, the wind, the unforgiving Namibian desert. Now, the challenge actually ends a savage 400-kilometer desert dash. You'd ask yourself, why? Why on earth would he do something like this? It's a simple answer, and that's where I have all my praise for him. It's to try and give South Africa's most vulnerable children the gift of sight. So every kilometer fuels eye screenings, mobile clinics, and also glasses that enable a child to actually learn, dream, and also see a future. So Joel's joining us now to discuss the break. You know, when you talk about breathtaking mission, you talk about this, the hope that it embodies, you know, his thoughts as well. I can't leave that out of the Springboks because today was the big announcement from Coach Rassie Erasmus. But hey, here's a brave man, Joel Stransky. He's down in KZN. Taking a bit of a breeze right now, but it's not going to be like that. Joel, good to have you. Welcome to the show. Hey, Joel, I can hear you scrambling around there in the background. Good evening and welcome to the show, Joel. Don't tell me it's chickened out now, hey? Okay, let's try and fix that. So Joel Stransky just on standby there. He's there. I can hear him. Maybe muted himself. Impossible. All right, so we'll give him a second just to try and recalibrate that particular line with him. And while we're talking about the Springboks and what's happened this afternoon, so we don't waste any time trying to get Joel back on the line with the incredible feat that's going to be happening shortly. The Springbok number 10 is back to normal. Yeah, we got Sasha Feinberg and Gomezulu, but the Springbok number 9, Grant Williams, saying that a potential duel with Ireland's tempo driving scrum half Jameson Gibson Park is driving his preparation for Saturday's test in Dublin. And of course, if you've been watching him play, my goodness, what a player.
I think media and maybe the newspapers would like to throw it that way, but we don't see it that way. I think what we've done well in the last couple of months, the two competitions, we've really taken every match and put it into its individual box and not think about the past too much. Good or bad, coming off a good week or bad week the week before, try and putting the match in its own little box and trying to focus as much as we can on that specific game for that specific week. So, I don't really feel that way in the team at the moment. I don't think the team feels that way. But we are definitely putting a massive emphasis on this week, like we've done for every other week that we've been part of. I think there's a couple of things that would be very similar to what we faced against France and Italy, both being unbelievably physical sides. I think the one thing that might be a little bit different is a little bit more of a structured game, and structure within structure. So I think from my time playing over here and speaking to the guys who play here currently, they really understand their game very well. They understand their general play and they also understand their set phase plays. They understand it very well. They understand it a couple of phases ahead. They know who they want to target, so that's going to be probably something that it's going to be a little bit different. But doesn't really change anything for us. We do our homework as best we can. And listen, Ox is a special person. He's an incredible rugby player, and I'm
very grateful that there's some recognition that's going his way. I think everyone understands the type of player that he is and understands how well he does play the game. But to get this type of recognition is special, and I'm very grateful for him, very glad for him. And yeah, if I could have it my way, I would obviously have him win it.
What about yourself? Are you eyeing up the next year's nominations then?
Listen, I'm not going to push my luck. This is the first prop. I don't know when the next one will be.
All right, so all of that pre-match press conference talk. I'll also tell you all about it as we talk to Joel Stransky now down in Durban. As we said, it is a mission and a half. I don't know what inspired him, but he is on the line down in Durban. Joel, thank you so much for your time. Good evening and welcome to the show.
Robert, it's lovely to be chatting to you, and thanks very much for having me on the show.
Yeah, I was saying that it's been a while since I last spoke to you, but I would have understood if we were talking rugby firstly, but we're just talking about, you know, what you're about to embark on. I did say to the listeners, I gave them a bit of a lay of the land, but unfortunately you couldn't hear me at the time. But what's inspiring you to take a 2,500 kilometer endurance ride? I mean, something that has never been attempted as an organized route before.
Well, I'll tell you, it is a little bit crazy, and it seemed like a lot of things, it seemed like a good idea at the time when we started planning. But the other side is, you know, I'm very blessed. I'm in a position where I can raise money and do a lot of good, and this is, you know, part of my philanthropic side, and we're helping the kids. Madiba always said education is the cornerstone of the future of our country, and we're helping, you know, the kids with sight issues. We're helping to ensure that they're enabled and that they can see and that they can gain an education and participate in sport and be part of society. It's a great cause, and the hardship is worth it. You know, we'll have a great sense of satisfaction afterwards.
Tell me about the physicality as well. I mean, mentally demanding is this challenge expected to be? I mean, what does training for a Joel Stransky look like? I mean, I think the last time I saw you, you actually have just come off your bike and you're still in your cycling gear. I was like, you're looking fitter than you were back in 95, Joel. I mean, tell me about the physical and mental side, though.
So the physical side is about conquering your challenges and adversity. When you fall off, it's about getting back up and getting back on the bike, you know. And I think we train hard and we train all year round, and we go and do the Absa Cape Epic and we do other races on the calendar. So the training doesn't vary much. I think for this, it's about endurance. It's about the mental side. It's about, you know, when you're suffering on the bike, it's about finding a cause, a reason to carry on and get through the day and start again the next day. And that cause for us is the children at the moment. You know, it will be tough. We'll have good moments. We'll have bad moments. But we'll have a lot of fun along the way. We'll see a lot of our beautiful country. We'll raise lots of money and we'll do a lot of good.
The significance here, Joel, of riding with Ari Reutenbach as well as the Lumahawk team. I mean, how crucial is teamwork here, though, for a journey of this magnitude?
So I mean, Ari is a special human being. I mean, former CEO of Absa Bank, a man who found out recently that he's suffering from Parkinson's, and asked if he could come and do the whole thing. You know, that is just sensational. He wants to drive awareness for Parkinson's, raise money for the Lumahawk Foundation. I mean, that is special. What an incredible man. And then with that onset, you know, to be able to take on something like this and ride 2,500, 2,600 kilometers in 12 or 13 days, I mean, that is just incredible. So, you know, firstly, the utmost respect for Ari as a human being, as a man, as a cyclist, someone wanting to do so much good and to overcome, you know, his little setback. It doesn't change anything for the rest of us because Ari's a good cyclist. He's a strong cyclist. He'll keep up and he'll be fine. And he'll have weak moments like I'll have weak moments, like we'll all have weak moments. And in those weak moments, he'll inspire me and I'll inspire him. And you know, we'll get on with the ride. It's as simple as that.
All right, I'm going to keep you on hold there, Joel. I want to take a quick break. When I come back, I want to ask you about the 400-kilometer desert dash. Also touch on the Springboks as they prepare for Ireland over the weekend. So much more to come with Joel Stransky. As I said, he's down in Durban, but preparing for something that touches each and every one, South Africans' hearts, because that's exactly what he's doing. He's reaching out very, very deep in terms of the physicality of what lies ahead. And as he said, he's doing it philanthropically and otherwise. And kudos to that and the team.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live at the same time. #MSW.
Twice in a row now, Flyers voted Cathay Pacific's economy class has the best in the world. Maybe it's the meals crafted with Michelin-starred restaurants, or it could be the award-winning in-flight entertainment, or maybe it's just the thoughtful service that goes the extra mile. Whatever your reason to fly, now you have one more. Book your flight on cathaypacific.com and feel the difference in the world's best economy. Cathay Pacific. Move beyond.
Imagine every day was your birthday. Every day you are the jolly good fellow. Everybody's singing for you and asking you to make a wish. Well, that's exactly what everyday low prices feel like. You don't have to wait for a sale or a promotion. At Walmart, you get to save money and do life better because our prices don't go up and down. They stay low, always. Walmart Clearwater, opening 22nd November. And live like every day is your birthday. Walmart. Save money, live better.
The briefcases, the offers, the suspense. Don't miss a single moment on Deal or No Deal. Weeknights at 6:30 only on SABC2. It's real people, real money. One bold move could change everything. Fortune favors the bold. Will you deal? Brought to you by Lotto Star.
Lotto Stars, licensed by the Mpumalanga Economic Regulator. No under 18s. National Responsible Gambling Program. 0800 006 008. T's and C's apply. All games are fixed odds betting events.
Redefine your style and master every shot with the all-new Huawei Nova 14 series. Freeze every motion in its tracks with ultra-speed, snapshot and vivid true-to-life color. Capture your best side with AI Best Expression, AI removal and other smart features that make every snap effortless. Get yours now from just 499 Rand over 36 months or from 12,999 Rand at selected retailers and receive promotional gifts worth 6,794 Rand. T's and C's apply.
At Checkers, we do more so you get extra this Christmas with over 1,500 weekly deals. Like Coca-Cola Zero Fanta or Sprite Zero soft drink 2.25 litres, any four for 50 Rand. Save 22 Rand. And a new 2-ply toilet rolls 9 per pack. Any two for 120 Rand. Save 50 Rand. Plus, stand a chance to win your share of 7 million Rand in prizes. Simply shop and swipe to enter. Valid until Sunday at Checkers. Checkers Hyper or shop on 6060. T's and C's apply.
Ask yourself, what matters most?
I just want to be there when she takes her first steps.
And still be around for her first dance.
It's knowing I'm not just covered, I'm cared for.
It's having the strength to say I'm back.
It's just knowing Mom will be okay.
It's coming home.
Bonitas goes beyond benefits and claims. Bonitas, medical aid for South Africa. Voted #1 medical aid in the Ask Africa Orange Index Awards for the second year running. Visit bonitas.co.za and find your plan.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
All right, here's the Carling Cup brand advocate and former Carling All-Star coach, Jose Rivero, former Orlando Pirates coach. So after 7 games, and they feel that this is where it comes to an end. I mean, what did they say to you? What sort of reasoning, which made sense, did they say this should be the parting of ways?
The results. There was, like I said, not so much explanations about the reasons. A meeting after that game, a report in the morning, a meeting in the afternoon. It's 4 games and the results are not coming the way they want or the way we want. That's what they said. They decide to look for a different coach. That's what they decide. So I think 4 games is not fair for any coach. Not for me. I'm not talking about myself now. Yeah. Nobody.
It's not fair. After all I sacrifice.
#MSW. #MSW.
Right, 25 minutes after the hour, it is #MSW, chatting to rugby legend Joel Stransky down in Durban. Obviously, as I said before the break, Joel, that the 400-kilometer desert dash, it's infamous in many ways. What makes this portion so brutal, though? I mean, even for seasoned endurance athletes.
Oh, it's tough. So Robert, you start at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Last time I attempted it, I tried it. I actually went with Ari Rotenbach. We went and did it together. He had a bad crash and didn't finish. I was fortunate and I managed to finish. But you start at 2 o'clock in the afternoon in Windhoek. It's 45 degrees. You go through the night. The temperature gets down to about 8 degrees or so, and you finish the next day around lunchtime. It is really, really tough. It's, as you've pointed out already, it's a proper test of your mental fortitude to keep going when you just don't think you can go anymore. But when you finish, it is the greatest sense of satisfaction that you can ever imagine.
And I think what this is all about, and that's the whole point here, Joel, is the impact. And how much impact have these mobile eye clinics made so far? I mean, what difference in terms of this particular ride make for South African children? Because at the end of the day, that's the main focus.
That is the main focus. So, and I haven't really explained what we do, Robert. So we go into the underprivileged areas. We screen and test all the children. At the moment, we're busy in Alexander Township. There's 13 primary schools and 6 high schools there. We're not quite finished yet. We've been in there about 8 or 9 months. We are screening and testing every single child there. And then we supply spectacles, prescription glasses of the child's choice. Because if they don't like the glasses, if they don't think they look cool, they won't wear them. They believe they'll get teased or bullied. So it's important that they think the glasses are cool. And then those kids, we supply those glasses. So the funds we raise effectively support, that charity. We have one lady who works for us. We have a few locum optoms. But most importantly, we buy the glasses for the kids. We have a manufacturer supplier who does it at an unbelievably low price. And really what we're saying, come in on board, support us, pay for 100 pairs of glasses. It's 250 Rand per pair of glasses. And make sure the future leaders of our country, the future decision makers, are able to see or able to be educated and able to be part of a normal society. It's, for most of us, we take it for granted. For some kids, they don't even know that they have a sight issue.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's important. I think the irony again in saying this, and I bring it onto a personal platform here, Joel, is just last week sometime I had to go to this very difficult to pronounce doctor and ophthalmologist. And obviously he digs a little deeper than just an optometrist to try and see what the problems are. And therein lies our problem, is that the minute we just think we can see, I can read, and you believe that everything is fine, up until you just go for that additional check to find out that, no, things aren't exactly that. So you can imagine what you're trying to do with the underprivileged kids as well, to try and maintain that. When you talk about Alex, and one of the things that the ophthalmologist talked about, directly with me, and said that especially within the black community, is that ingrained, within us, and I think biologically, and that is how a lot of people find themselves going blind, is exactly that. We don't give the opportunity to find out those underlying causes that actually cause us to go blind ultimately.
Yes, and I've questioned, what is the cause? Why do so many of the kids, because up until recently it's been close to 15% of the children we screen and test require prescription glasses. In Alex, it's a little bit different, Robert. It's the percentage is substantially lower than that. And the research I think that I'm getting, if I'm correct, is that children of a very young age, a lot of the babies, the infants, grow up on their mommy or their granny's back, and they look into someone's back or head for the informative years. Their eyes don't develop fully. Then malnutrition is a factor. Then they learn to read by candlelight. All these factors just create a perfect storm. And to your point, you don't actually know you have an issue until someone screens you and says there is an issue, and then they do a full test, and your eye. I see these children's eyes light up when the lenses go on for the first time and they can see clearly. It is. I get goosebumps talking about it. It's the most amazing thing to see a child react when all of a sudden they realize that they can see. It is absolutely special.
And I think you're a special human being, Joel, and your team, please keep this up. And I suppose I'm just looking at social media now, and part of the public that are listening right now, the listeners are saying, I mean, how does the public follow the journey or contribute to the fundraising effort? How would you answer that?
Oh, so we have a wonderful, wonderful site developed for us by Bright House. It's a replica of the Tour de France site, and they can follow us on that. What I'll do is, because it's quite a long, lengthy name, I'll put it on Twitter or X a little bit later, or on Insta. And if anyone just has a look at my feed, they'll see it there. Click on the link, and they can follow us live. It's an amazing site. There's also, if anyone wants to donate, we'd love all the help we can get. But follow us. There'll be media updates. There'll be little bits of video footage and clips, and it'll be very, very special. It'll be a wonderful journey to share with the public out there, and for everyone to share with us and be a part of.
Yeah, if you don't mind as well, Joe, I think on X or Twitter, whichever name people choose to use, you can always tag me on it, and we can always try and amplify the reach as well. So feel free to do that, and I think we'll try and
Thank you,
get to as
Robert.
more people as possible. I'm not going to let you go though before I talk all things
We've got to talk
Springboks.
serious stuff.
Yeah, we're going to talk Springboks, man. We're going to talk what's happening. But I was thinking, as I'm chatting to you, and I'm saying 1995, it's 2025, it's 30 years, unbelievably, when you became a hero after this.
Stransky back in the pocket, has the chance to drop the goal. Back it comes to Stransky, up goes the kick, up goes the walls. Stransky has kept his head, and with 2 minutes gone in the second period of extra time, South Africa's dream is alive once more. Terrific kick from the Western Province outside half. We've seen that look before.
Joel, you hear that? What goes through your mind?
Oh, I get goosebumps still. It was such a special time, such a wonderful occasion, and such a lovely period. Such a real great period for me as a rugby player, for the Springboks as a rugby team, for all our teammates, and for all of us as a nation. Madiba used it to bring us all together and create such a nice country, such a rainbow nation. It just was a special time.
Do you believe that it's 30 years down the line?
Stop it. You're making me feel old.
And you know why? It's like a couple of days ago, everyone was going back in terms of the memory, showing us the clips of a Jonah Lomo and saying that, the late Jonah Lomo, it's 10 years now since his passing. And I always have in the back of my mind a US Van der Westhuizen, as tiny as he is in comparison to Jonah Lomo, but how he was able to tackle him and use his expertise in terms of that. And time has gone by on so many different fronts.
It has, and time stands still for no human. But the other side of it, and you touched on US, but Jonah is the one New Zealander who's passed away. We've had 5 of our starting lineup pass away. It was Hannah Stratham and Ruben Kruger and Chester and James and Just. It's a chunk, and when you put it in perspective like that, as my mentor and dear friend H.O. de Villiers used to say to me, when his friends started passing away, he said, the good Lord is chopping in his forest. and the good Lord is chopping in our forest now. The fact that 5 of our teammates are gone is very, very sad, and we miss them dearly.
Oh, man. I mean, we'll chat about that when you finally give me an hour of your time to honor you, Mr. Joel
I will
Stransky.
give you an hour with pleasure, because I have immense respect for you and what you do as well.
Thanks so much. Appreciate that, Joel, coming from you. Thank you very much. I mean, the Boks, though, facing Ireland this weekend. I mean, your assessment of where South Africa stands in terms of this clash.
Well, the first thing is, I think Rassie must maybe just pick a 14-man team and put 9 on the bench.
To,
that's what
to anticipate the red cards, eh?
Yeah, that's what we've had to deal with the last few weeks. But jokes aside, I think we're in a good place. I know we haven't won there for some time. And the players, I guess, would be getting a little edgy that they want to win there. But this is a Springbok crop of players, a Springbok team with a culture that is just impossible to beat week in, week out. Yes, we're going to lose the odd game, but there's just so much strength and so much talent and so many wonderful players and such a strategic coach, a coach who thinks out the box and who brings the best out in all those players. I just think, I'm always flabbergasted if we were close to losing. If we lose, I'll be very, very surprised. It's a good Irish team, but not a great Irish team. And this is a great Springbok team. I'd be surprised if we lose this one.
Well, I'm glad that John Robbie's not anywhere near you. Arceus Neyman, I mean, how much can we say about this man? Injuries have plagued his path. He could have gotten to 50 in my books a long time ago. But put that aside. I always say that somehow the stars align. They align because he goes back to his home city now at Leinster, and that's where the Springboks are going to be playing, and he gets to earn his 50th cap.
Isn't it amazing? And I mean, and Rassie's very smart in the way he does it. I mean, Siya Kolisi got his 100th cap recently in a massive game. Arceus Neyman will get his 50th in a massive game in his hometown. I think Rassie ensures and plans to make sure that the stars are aligned.
Yeah.
And for Arceus, he is a sensational player. And every player in that squad, in that team, in that environment knows their role, knows their place. He is the guy who comes off the bench when the game loosens up a little bit, carries sensationally, offloads, does the physical bit, and makes a proper difference. And he'll do it on the weekend again, particularly when he's inspired and motivated because it's such a grand occasion in front of his family, his home crowd, as well as his country, because that is a team that play for national pride.
Sure. And I mean, this outbound tour, Joel, I mean, it's seen, Rassie get his 50th, it's seen as well Sia get his 100th. And going ahead to this weekend, I'm looking at a Cheslin Colby, playing at wing, and a Quibus Reinach as well, playing at scrum half. Both of them will be earning their 49th cap. So which means, again, in a week's time, we'll be celebrating another 50th cap. What does it say about just the longevity and consistency of the squad?
So I think it says a lot about the way the players are managed, the fact that this whole crop of players, if you think back, there's not really, I can't think of one player that suffered a bad injury and has disappeared off the face of South African rugby. They've all been managed well, they've been looked after, they've ensured that they're not overplayed, that they played when they fit and when they're ready. And that's why you have a guy like Quibus Reinach who's in his mid-30s, who is going to get to his 50th cap maybe next week, or I would think next week. I would think Rassie's thinking about saying, these two guys, let's not wait because, the next test could be in 9 months' time. Let's make sure we get them to their 50th now. But you would think they will get there, and thoroughly deservedly so, because they've been part of a squad. They've been integral to a squad, a team that for the last 6 or 7 years has dominated world rugby in a fashion that no other team has ever done in the history of the game. To win 2 World Cups in a row, to have a 3rd World Cup in your sights with that squad to be a realistic opportunity, they are part of an era that is just incredibly, incredibly special.
And you're not surprised by the 2 personnel changes, though, to the team that beat France 32-17. I mean, it's all coming back with those 2 changes that he's made. Rowan Nokia coming into the starting lineup for Louis de Jager. I mean, what does Nokia bring as an individual that kind of suits this clash against Ireland?
So firstly, in the lineouts, he is sensational. And in terms of understanding the lineouts, when to compete, when to challenge, where to call on your own ball. It's a part of the game that we sometimes take for granted. We look at second rowers and jumpers and we go, they got to jump in the lineout. But actually, in every team, there's one second rower who controls the lineouts, who's the captain of lineout play. He is brilliant at it. He's absolutely brilliant. He's grown as a player. He's got a little bit bigger. He's got a bit stronger. His work rate has always been sensational. But when he plays in that lineout, we compete brilliantly and we win all our balls. So that's the first thing. And he brings a slightly younger approach, a little bit of an approach where he's got that workhorse in him that he runs every yard of the field. He is a proper grafter around the key.
I never had the privilege of sitting with you in studio as far as the live game is concerned, Joel. But today I get to ask you your prediction. What do you think the score will be?
I think the Boks will win by, I would think, 8-10. They're a good Irish team, and they're a formidable outfit at home. They're always tough to beat. They'll have confidence in the fact that they haven't lost at home to us in 7 or 8 years, I think it is. But I think we'll be too strong for them. I think the first half will be close. It's a test match against a good side. But if you've got Sasha Feinberg and Ngomazulu, and you've got Grant Williams coming off the bench, and you've got the firepower we've got there, I would think that we'll be too strong for them, and we'll win by 8 to 10 points. And I mean, to predict a score is impossible, but I think the margin will be 8 to 10.
8 to 10. All right. Good for me. I'll take that any day against Ireland. Joel Stransky, everything of the best. We'll keep the listeners in tune with everything that you're doing as far as this excursion is concerned. And I know I can't say be strong because you are strong already, but we do appreciate all of your efforts. And yeah, good luck, man.
Rob, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate having me on the show tonight. And most importantly, all your support. Thank you, my friend. Take care. And we'll chat in the next few days.
Thank you so much. That's a Springbok legend there, Joel Stransky. And if you've listened and listened very carefully, and I'm checking out social media, people excited, but also just saying bravo to the legend.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live at the same time. #MSW.
This festive, turn your family meetings into family eatings with the Nando's Festive Fill-Up Meal. A full flame grilled chicken, 2 sharing sides, 4 cheesy rissoles, 2 Cabo Societies, 2 Nando's rolls, and a 1.5-liter Coca-Cola for only $3.99 to enjoy at your place. And if your family meeting is at our place, get 40 Rand off. Nando's. Oh, what a place.
It's Black November at MTN.
a whole month of great deals. Get a 100 gig MTN mobile internet Ruby plan, now just 319 per month for 12 months. And for just 20 Rand extra per month, add a 4G pocket router and connect up to 10 devices. Plus get a free 10 gig startup bundle, redeemable on the MTN app. So don't miss out. Visit an MTN store or mtn.co.za now. T's and C's apply. Today, we make moves. MTN.
Friend, Mikey, Tommy, whatever you call them, we all have that bestie we're absolutely nuts about. That's why Cadbury is giving you the chance to win 2 Suzuki Jimneys for you and a friend. Unwrap any 2 iconic Cadbury ice creams, post a selfie of you and your bestie enjoying your ice cream, hashtag Cadbury ice cream, and you could win. T's and C's apply. Competition valid until 30 January 2026. Cadbury, you already know you're gonna love it.
Oh, what fun it is to win a bucket from OK.
Stand a chance to win one of 5 Nissan Navaras this festive season. Simply buy any participating product and swipe your OK Count-On card to enter. Also save on Bacomo Cornflakes 500 gram, just $29.99, and Baby Soft Fresh White or Supreme Quilts 2-ply toilet rolls, just $64.99 per 9-pack. Offers valid till 23 November. Excludes OK Express. OK, owners you can count on.
Turning 18 means we're used to taking on any challenge, like a boer sokkervrou, and realizing that the only bakkies that matter played for the Springboks. We've been there, providing Mzansi with a bakkie that gives more performance and endurance. Celebrate 18 years of more with the P300 LS from only $5,999 per month. Visit gwm.co.za for T's and C's and to book a test drive. GWM. Go with more. Brought to you by GWM Finance, a division of Westbank, an authorized financial services and registered credit provider.
Let's count backward. 5. Insurance. 4. Pineapple. 3. Insurance. 2. Pineapple. 1. You're under. Pineapple FSP 48650 is underwritten by Omart Insure Limited, a licensed non-life insurer and authorized FSP.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Welcome back. All right, here's the Carling Cup brand advocate and former Carling All-Star coach Jose Rivero, former Orlando Pirates coach, leading them to silverware here, there, and everywhere. Had to do with Saleng. Obviously, everybody was on tenterhooks. They were like, "Are we finally going to get to find out, what was going on?" Where do you believe things just had a disconnect?
Yeah, early in the season. First game of the season against Polokwane City at home. I wasn't happy with his performance in the first 45 minutes. He was not himself in those 45. We know Salem very well. We know what is he capable to do on the field. And in a halftime, you don't have so much time to be kind and to convince, someone to play or not to play. So we try to make decisions quick. Obviously, at least now Monapule is playing football again. Is doing good for his team.
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW.
Well, it's going to be an exciting 15 minutes of the show with just 31 days to go before the biggest football festival on African soil. I'm chatting about the Africa Cup of Nations, AFCON Morocco 2025. Now, the countdown, well, it is on. The pressure is rising. The final squads, if you look around, they're about to be named. So that's why tonight we bring you a story that kind of transcends borders, man. A moment that rewrites history. And that is why, for the very, very first time, a South African coach will lead a non-South African nation into the cauldron of the AFCON battle. So who's this man? Who's this visionary? The man with a lot of vision, discipline, belief. I mean, he's taken the reins of Botswana's national team with one mission. One mission and one mission only: to defy the odds and make the nation proud. And that is why we go worldwide tonight and meet the trailblazer, the tactician, the dreamer. He's going to be lifting the lid, though, on Botswana's realistic ambitions. I mean, the mandate that he gets from BFA, the mountain that they've got to climb, though, in a tough group stage. But believe you me, make no mistake, this is a man who believes. I've chatted to him a couple of times, and if there's belief in a human being, trust me, he is the one. And he knows what hard work is all about. Unity, heart. The Zebras can kind of gallop into the knockout rounds and beyond. I simply believe they can. And that is why the Botswana national team coach, Morena Ramorebodi, is joining us live from Botswana. Coach, thank you so much for your time. Good evening.
Good evening, Brother Rob, and good evening to the listeners at home, and thanks for having me on the show.
Oh, so exciting, Coach. It's been a while since I last spoke to you, but I was just excited, and when you got to tell these stories, and we're going to start telling these stories ahead of the Africa Cup of Nations because it's just 31 days to go, but you are making history as the first South African coach and to coach a non-South African team in AFCON. I mean, what does this mean to you personally, also professionally?
Oh, thanks very much, Rob. And these are things that reminds us that God is good and God is great to those who believed in Him or those who believe in Him. And I'm grateful and I'm happy for the opportunity, honestly. And I think for me, this is not an achievement for a coach or a young coach from South Africa. But it's an achievement for each and every black young coach who believes that working hard, doors will open. And I believe that this is one of those opportunities that many of us are dreaming of. And here I am, living the dream. Here I am, facing this big challenge, which I believe that it came through hard work, and I still want to take this opportunity once again and thank the Botswana Football Association president, the CEO, the technical committee, and everybody who believed in me.
Well, they've got a reason to believe in you because you could just be making history with the national team itself, with the athletes in some way, Coach, who have done so well. Internationally and globally, and you remember the celebrations when they came back home. It was almost like the country came in to a standstill. You got 31 days to go. I'm not trying to shock you or trying to make you, tatazela in any way. But I mean, how are the final preparations shaping up, though, for Botswana for the AFCON campaign?
I think so far so good, Brad Rob. Everything's still on track. We'll be announcing the final team soon. Next week we'll be announcing the final team, and then we'll also be going into the first phase of our camp. And then we'll have the second phase of our camp outside the country. And then we'll then be going for the first match on the 23rd of December against Senegal. I think we'll be having enough time to prepare and also be able to get those friendly games that we need, and which will also help us to be ready for the first match, the second match, and the last match of the tournament.
Maybe just draw us into your confidence here a little bit, Coach, because I noticed that Botswana didn't play a friendly last week. What was the kind of reasoning behind that decision?
Yeah, but Rob, look, I'm one person who believes that every good thing that happens or everything that comes with football results needs preparation. And I think my problems are not the same as Coach Hugo's problem. Coach Hugo might need a friendly game to activate and maybe to see other players. But with me, it's about going into a camp for a longer period and be able to activate and drill certain tactical aspects of our game, which I feel that we need to have more time. So we had to agree to say if we get 4 weeks technically, so we believe that it will be good for us in terms of making sure that we prepare well. Then we had to make sure that we also get the buy-in from the league to say take our FIFA week, then give us the second, the last week of November, and we are good in terms of preparing. Then we'll have about 4 weeks of preparation before our first match. So I feel that being in camp for 4 weeks, it's better than being in camp for 2 weeks, and it will also give us more time to work on certain aspects and be able to automatize things, especially going to a tournament where we are going to face, obviously, highly technical teams, highly tactical teams. So you need also to be able to make sure that you match them technically, you match them tactically.
I mean, it sounds great. I mean, it sounds like a very healthy relationship here, Coach, that goes on between the association, obviously the national team as a standpoint, as well as the Premier League itself. Would you say that it's a healthy relationship? One understands the other, and there's a bigger goal at hand.
I think it's a very good relationship, Rob, because I think there has been a discussion, there's been negotiations. We're supposed to get a friendly game, but at the same time, we had to look like, for example, if we were to play a friendly game last week, then it simply means that the league could only be able to allow us to have players on the 7th. And like I said, our problems are not the same as those of Bafana, those of Senegal and many other countries. Ours is to make sure that with real players, we get more time in terms of making sure that they really understand what we want from them. We have made a proper analysis in terms of the World Cup qualifiers. We know exactly where is our problem or where are our problems. We need to try and make sure that we go into camp as early as possible, start working on our problems, and having the 4 weeks. Obviously, when you make your calculation or your overview of the program, you'll roughly get around 25 sessions, which will also be important for you in terms of making sure that you are ready for the tournament. And I feel that, with how the league and the association are working, it is also helping us in terms of making sure that we get enough time to prepare.
Good evening, Mr. Rob. It's Sulufaleng here, and good evening to MSW Shoulders, and good evening to the boss there, that is a coach, Morena. I just want to find out from the coach, because he has coached, Jwaneng Galaxy. He's now coaching, the Botswana national side. There's always going to be a contrast and, some kind of difference between, club football and international football. From his endeavors, from what he has done at Jwaneng to what he's doing right now and what he continues to do at the Botswana national side, what are some of the lessons that he can take from his current endeavors, and maybe some things that he may want to improve in terms of his coaching as, the going does get tough? And of course, what are his expectations as now the focus is now on the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations? That's what I want to find out from the boss over there. Great show as always. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Sulufaleng. Coach, your answer to that?
Yeah, but Rob, I think, to be honest, I think the difference being in the national team and being at club football is that here you don't have time. You also need to make sure that your model is very clear to the players. And also a relationship is very important because you don't have time. So it means you need to make sure that there's a healthy relationship between yourself and the players, and then also the understanding. And again, I think the other thing that is very important here, you learn so much from your mistakes, because where we are, for every mistake that you make in a match, you ended up losing a game. I can take you back to a couple of matches where I think we had it in our hands. We're doing well. We made just one mistake and we lost the game. For an example, we had a game against Uganda where I felt that we're doing well. We were even creating more chances than them. But the unfortunate part is that they got a corner kick. We failed to deal with the corner kick, and that was the end of the match. So at this stage, that's where you say everything that you do, you need to make sure that it connects well and it gives you exactly what you want, because you don't really have time to say I'll play second round, I'll be able to correct and all of that. So you don't have time. You need to be very clear of what you want to do, and I think those are some of the things that are really helping. And I think again, as a coach, I have grown so much as a coach in terms of understanding that where you work against or under pressure, you need to be able to understand the importance of always being productive and be able to make sure that you don't put too much pressure on your players, but you try your level best to make sure that they really understand what you want to achieve.
Yeah, I think great clarity there, Coach. Somebody just sent me a screenshot, and this is how people do think. And it tests your strength again here, Coach, because when people post and say the Botswana national team is a contender to concede the most goals in the AFCON 2025, This is from a Soccer Scenes Africa and Globe, etc. They saying that on the back of, you're in a tough group. Make no lie about that. Group D is a tough group of death. You play Senegal, you play Benin, and then you take on the DR Congo. I watched DR Congo play just the other day against Nigeria. What a team, you know. Senegal, we saw what they did to Benin's team just the other day in terms of scoring. I can go on and on. But for you, when you look at it overall, that Group D signifies what, and signifies what about your tactical changes that you're preparing for?
Yeah, Brother Rob, in 2006, there was a movie that was created called Facing the Giants. And I think I have gained so much strength from that movie. And I think what is important is for us to understand that we go into this tournament. It's a fact. We can't run away from that. We are underdogs, and it's very important for us to embrace that title. But the most important thing is to make sure that we prepare well. That is why I said the most important thing that we can do for ourselves is to be prepared and to be ready to compete and understand that no one will give us a chance, but we need to make sure that we create our own luck. We need to make sure that we play and we give our best and make sure that we are in that group. Obviously, everybody's saying a possible 3 points, but we need to be respected at the end of the tournament. And I believe that with good preparation that we want to have, we'll be able to do well. But Rob, it's not going to be easy. It's a very competitive group, a very, very tough group. You can easily make reference of the countries we find ourselves in. Benin had a very good performance in the World Cup qualifier. At some point, they were like they are qualifying for World Cup. We have just saw DRC beating Nigeria. We saw Senegal winning 8-0 against Kenya. So we're all aware of what they are capable of doing. And the fortunate part is that they don't know what we are capable of doing. And the only time they will know what we are capable of doing, it's during the match. It's when we play against them that's when they will realize that we are also capable of upsetting. We are also capable of doing well. And like I said, it will only come through proper preparation. It will only come through commitment and being able to go an extra mile in making sure that we fight for positive results.
Yeah, Coach, you've also given me a bit of homework here, so I'm going to go and find that movie, Facing the Giants. And maybe for those who are uninitiated, the overview of that movie says that a coach strives to inspire his disheartened football team to win despite the prospects of losing his job and facing a myriad of other problems. So, yeah, Facing the Giants, I'm not really a movie man, but I think South Africa is already a movie on its own.
Good evening, Rob, and good evening to Coach Morena. Coach, congratulations on qualifying for the upcoming AFCON. But with your progression, Coach, there's a player that also started his career under you, was unknown at the time, who is currently buzzing at Morocco, Thembinkosi Lodge. What is your view around his omission at Bafana squad? Thank you so much, Tebogo.
Tebogo, thank you so much. Maybe a quick one, Coach. I've only got 30 seconds left.
No, Brother Rob, I'm happy for what Mr. Lodge is doing, but I always say the decision of the coach whether to call him for Bafana or not, it lies with the coach. Let's be honest. Even myself, there are players that maybe I might not be able to call, and I need to be respected for that. It's not every player that is doing well who qualifies to play for Bafana. Thembinkosi Lodge is doing well, but I think Coach Hugo has better players in his position or players that he believes that they can deliver. So we need to give support and understand that Thembinkosi Lodge will get his chance when the coach feels that he is ready to allow him to come over.
No, without a doubt. I was going to chat to you. Just time, maybe we'll have another opportunity to chat to you because I was quite interested in finding out about the likes of Benson Mangolo at Richards Bay. He's only started one game this season. I was going to chat to you about TT de Klokwe, having left Kaizer Chiefs, now playing in Libya. Does he maintain that leadership role and how it's affected him, etc., etc. But the bottom line here, Coach, is that up until the next time we talk, maybe after the announcement of the final squad, we'll throw some of those questions around to you. Morena Ramorebudi, thank you so much, Coach of Botswana, for joining us right here on #MSW. Thank you so much there as we go worldwide with the coach of the national team of Botswana. Catch us again tomorrow. It's a Friday. It's Legends. Number 15 will be in the house. It is Marawa Sports Worldwide, proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
The thrill, the drama, the action. Let the game begin. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets. #MSW.